It's disgusting. I mean, the taste's not that good, and the consistency. I mean, don't get me started on the consistency. So
it tells a lot if you have to swallow it without chewing. And force yourself, right?
This is Ben from Common Knives, and you're listening to the High Carbon Podcast.
Welcome, guys. We're back again this week. More computer work for me. Lots of computer work. I've been doing like SEO crap and putting in like country of origin and all this stuff, trying to gear everything up to move outside of the EU for shipping. So hopefully we can get that set up. This week would be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen. I also got a order of, I'm forgetting all the names of this stuff now. Paulie, what's the name of the material that I got?
Micarta.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of the brand name. It's not
Norply,
but
Norplex.
Ultrex.
Yeah, it's made Ultrex made by Norplex, I think.
Right.
Isn't that,
it comes
the
out.
same?
Yeah. Well, Norply is the company out of the U.S. and they actually have been doing it for a really long time. So they're still following. They actually have like the patent on the micarta name. So it's a brand name, like tissues would be, Kleenex would be a tissue or something like that. Same idea, and they make it still under like the same recipe and process and everything. So it's like really high quality stuff. So I got a bunch of that in, but I didn't get a chance to cut anything yet. I want to get them all cut and put online. And I also got one sheet of, it's black G10 with black rubber. It's called Sure Touch. So it's layered just like a G10 would be. I want to try that out and see how grippy it really is. There's a big difference in grippiness or not with it. We'll see. Stuff's expensive though. Have you ever used it?
No, but I think I saw Don Wen use it on some special build. Is it like legit layers? Like layered micarta would be with different colors, so it's basically a layer of G10, then layer of rubber, and then layer of G10, and again and again.
Yeah, this is actually, it's not micarta, it's G10, so it's fiberglass, 2 layers of black fiberglass, 1 layer of rubber, and then they just keep repeating it until you get the thickness in the sheet that you want. So I got everything in 8mm because that's your favorite size, right?
Hell yes. Hell yes. Big boys. Everybody who is using, again, another hot take, everybody who is using 6mm for bigger knives, you are playing, dudes. You are playing 8mm. Where is that? If you want to make it chunky and comfortable, yeah. I got some shit about that from the last show when I told this.
Well, if you want to get some shape in there instead of it just being flat and square like a folding knife would be or something, you gotta get that extra couple millimeters in there. Get some shape.
Makes the difference. So you got all of the micarta, right?
I got a bunch of it, yeah.
Do you remember what colors?
None of the colors that you wanted. No.
Thank you.
The first order I did, I just picked up what they had in stock because they would have to ship it from the US, and then you got to do like, they have some crazy like ordering scheme where you got like 2 sheets of this color and 4 sheets of that color. Like with all the minimum orders, it would have been like a $10,000-$15,000 order the first try. So I just picked out stuff they had in stock, and it came in like 2 days. So it's pretty quick.
Ooh.
We'll get these ones cut and online,
Hopefully,
and you guys can try them out.
Hopefully there is black and green, because this is all I
black,
want.
green, red, double black. I don't know what else. Oh, I got ivory because there's really like no ivory G10 or micarta around that I can find anyway. So it looks like a antique ivory color.
I want it all. I want it all. I still haven't received my shirt. So I need to put in an order for you to ship it to me.
Now Albert's starting to make some EDC knives, and I know he doesn't like G10, so he'll have some micarta to work with.
Nice.
I couldn't remember the name. That's horrible. They're gonna drop me as a supplier.
Well, they are not sponsoring the show yet, so it's not that bad.
So Albert, school, classes, and
knife making. Yeah,
knife making.
And we had you might have seen on Instagram that we had a film crew at our shop today.
I caught a little glimpse of that. Yeah, what's happening? You got a new neon sign too, I saw.
No, that's not
Or was that
new.
from the film crew?
We've had this for, I don't know, half a year now, I think, or something.
Alright.
But a friend of ours, Mark, who makes this massive wooden dining tables, he has a film crew at his shop Sunday, and he wanted to make a special project. And this is the same film crew who did a movie about us, I think 2 months ago or something. I told you guys on the show that we had a film crew visiting us. And that's the same crew. And they're doing a video about him now. And they wanted to incorporate also some forging. So we what we did today, and the last couple of days actually, was we forged a table base for one of his tables.
Oh, cool.
But we somewhat underestimated how heavy these table bases actually are.
Just the frame of it, yeah.
Yeah, it was massive mild steel bars. I think it had 15 kilograms or something, and we had to use tongs to forge them somewhat into shape and give them a forged texture. So that was quite exhausting and surprising how heavy they were. And they stay warm forever because there's so much thermal mass.
Yeah,
there.
I bet.
And then we did a lot of welding because we had to weld the socket onto the forged table base and everything. So that was quite a project, but it was super fun and super interesting. And we're happy that we finished today because the film crew is coming, I think, the day after tomorrow to Mark's shop. And he still has to finish the table with his feet on these table bases we made.
So they filmed you making the whole base, and then they're gonna go over and his shop and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. It'll look really nice with the style of table that he makes.
Yeah.
The hand forged.
Yeah.
Base.
He was super happy. He was kind of surprised because he had this idea that he wanted to incorporate some forged texture or forged table base. And he was at our shop today, and he was surprised how nice it looked when we were done. So were we, by the way, because we didn't know.
First one you've done?
Yes, first one. I mean, usually we don't forge like on table bases, so it was a first for us as well. But it's fun to do these nice side projects, because you learn a lot, and it's always fun to do something new. What else did I do? I took shitloads of photos of knives we've been building over the last few months. So I finally managed to put together like a small photo studio in our office, because usually we brought them to Stefan, a friend of ours, and he took photos, and it takes forever if you have to bring every knife you built to someone else and have pictures taken. Then pictures have to be edited and sent back to you, so it takes forever. So, and it's not worth the hassle, to be honest. So you should be able to do it all in your shop. Just finish a knife, take a picture, and put it online.
Get it done, yeah.
Yeah.
Or else you keep putting it off. It takes
Yeah,
forever.
exactly. No, and no one knows what you have in stock, right? So we're sitting on, I think, 30 to 40 knives or something, and we've just, like the day before yesterday, we've just put them online, so no one knew that we have anything finished.
Yeah, I remember I made a comment, I think Huber was on, about people not updating their website. Then I just looked today at yours and saw you had some new knives on.
Yeah.
So that was funny.
Yeah. But that was a coincidence. But yeah, just take a picture and upload it to your website if you have something done. I think that's the way to go. Don't lose time having someone else taking the pictures. That was my week, basically. Paulie, what's up with you?
Status report. Well, I've been enjoying the new car greatly. It's so nice. And now,
So
when I got the lease,
you've just been driving around for a week in your new car.
I was driving to my work, but when I got the lease, now I'm starting to spend all the money that I have. Just fake it till you make it, showcasing that I have more than I have. So just this week I got out 3 models of mine. 2 are very new, never seen before, and one is an update, a next generation of my Varnas blade. So I'm super excited to get that moving. Just today I picked it up from the laser cutter, so I have a ton of blades and ton of work to be done, and yet some R&D to be done. And I was working on a new design for the military, where I need to fit into a very tight budget. So it was also 3D printing and modeling and just trying and checking, and it's coming along I don't want to jinx it, but it's coming along really good and really, really easily. So I am maybe getting it down or maybe not. we'll have to see in the next week how it goes. But yeah, it will be a very, very simple model. It will use 6mm G10 just because the budget is tight and I cannot spend a lot of. Yeah, I know. I talk shit, then I talk that I'm doing that, right? But the budget is very tight, so, and the steel options then become very narrow. So I'm just, writing emails, asking, quoting, and doing all that jazz while still developing the new model, which will be it's still fun. It's still super fun to develop something new with constraints. I guess constraints really enable you to be creative. So that was my week.
Well, Paulie, unfortunately, we have another forger with us tonight, but he has a very interesting shop that I want to talk about and get into later. So tonight, for our guest, we have Jonas Johnnson from Sweden. Welcome, Jonas.
Hey, guys. Thanks for inviting me. Super exciting to be here.
Yeah, you're kind of a podcaster yourself, I hear. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, I used to be. Yeah, we had a podcast here, like a Swedish speaking thing going on a couple of years ago. I think it's 2 years ago or something. We stopped because just time, basically. So but we used to talk, me and a couple of other guys, knife making friends of mine. Did 100 episodes or so, I think. Talking knives, basically. So, I've been in the game, so to speak.
Yeah, I think we met briefly at Tobias Hangler's one time. He had a little get-together with a bunch of knife makers that showed up.
Right, yeah, I think so. I can't remember when it was, but it's a couple of years ago, I think. Yeah,
it was years ago, 2-3
years. Yeah. I was there mainly because of the Birch and Bevel project we had going on, but it was really nice to come down and meet all the guys. I've been to a couple of the what's the name of it, the Kochmal Schaff forum. They used to have their little meetings or get-togethers. I think they still do though, but I've been to a couple of those as well, so I knew a couple of guys that was going there also, so yeah, super nice.
Yeah, when I got there, you guys had about 10 bags of potatoes and carrots and shit all over the table, and everybody was checking out their knives and measuring geometry, and
yeah. I mean, those get-togethers are actually super fun. I miss that here. I feel like the German and Austrian knife community has like a stronger community with these gatherings, and just like hanging around, drinking some beers, eating some food, and then just cutting carrots and potatoes, basically. That's really nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good way to get some other people's knives in your hands, and
for sure,
like I said, check out the geometry and all the little details that other people do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, I really like it.
So you had a really interesting workshop. I don't know if are you still in this workshop? It's water powered, right?
No, I'm unfortunately not. When I started out, I had my workshop at home in my garage, but I quite quickly outgrew that, and also I'm in a tightly packed neighborhood with lots of neighbors really close to my house, and like forging in that kind of environment is not super exciting for anyone. So I moved out pretty fast, and I ended up at this place you're talking about. It's a little bit outside the village where I live. It's an old they have like a foundry. They used to do a lot of casting with bronze and things like that, and also like a big machine shop, and also a forge, a smithy, and a little bit of each. And the cool thing is that everything in this place is actually powered by its own water power plant. And it's also like really old. Everything runs on, I think, 110 volts or something like that. And the usual is 230 or 380. So yeah, that's really cool. I think the light bulbs in the ceiling is like 1 or 2 watts or something like that. So it's super crazy old stuff that never broke. So and everything had like a big drive shaft in the ceiling with the, how do you say it, with the belts going down from it, to run to run all the machines. I think the only thing that wasn't running on that was a little bit newer lathe. But the power hammer that was there was also running on this belt system. So yeah, it was really cool. But unfortunately, I'm not there anymore because the problem there for me was basically it was a museum and they had open for visitors. So I was constantly, there was constantly people running around, interrupting. Yeah, for sure. So it didn't really work out in the end. I was there for 1.5, 2 years or something like that. So. But it's a cool place for sure, and if you're ever in the neighborhood, it's a good visit for sure because it's super cool.
Just a question about the water power. Is it like, what other machinery apart from the power hammer are you running on water power?
Basically, it's not water power that runs the machines, but the water runs the electricity, so it feeds the electricity to all the other buildings. But there is like a big, I don't know the English word for it, but in the end of one of the workshops, there's like a big electricity kind of thing that runs the whole shop, and
turbine.
Yeah, exactly. And from that, you have like a big drive shaft that goes also on belts down to this thing that goes all through the whole. Like you have one big drive shaft going for, I think, like 50 meters or so that's running maybe 20, 30 machines or something like that. So it was, that's crazy. It's super cool.
Essential question. Was the power free?
The power was free, yeah. I actually, to be honest, I was pretty lucky because I didn't have to pay anything to be there. We did a little bit like I kept the place in order and fixed machines when they broke and something like that. So it was neat that way, but the other thing kind of disturbed me too much, so I had to go out basically.
Mm-hmm. I guess maintaining all of the machinery is also like another job. I can even imagine, how do you maintain?
I mean, even though it's a museum. They wasn't used that much. I mean, they were running maybe 1-2 times a week when they had like visitors there that wanted to see how they worked. So it was mainly like just keeping everything clean and so there was not much like mechanical failures or so to speak. So. But one of my daily jobs was actually, especially now in the autumn when there's a lot of leaves, down where the turbines are in the power plant, there is like a big grid in front of all the turbines that where the water flow, and there was a lot of leaves and branches and fish and eels and whatnot that got stuck in that I had to clean that every day. So that was interesting work.
Sounds like free lunch. Also.
It depended on how long the fish had been there or how long it's been dead.
Right.
Yeah. If you're into the fermented fish stuff, then maybe. But exactly.
Oh my god.
I don't mind it actually, but yeah.
Really? You don't mind it?
No, I mean the smell is bad, but I mean everyone is doing it wrong. They open it like out just in front of you. You need to open it underwater and stuff like that. So it's not that bad when you eat it, unless you smell it. So yeah.
I mean, I seen some people do it underwater, but it's still
it's messy. Yeah,
fish.
It's messy for sure. But I guess there's worse things you can eat, I think.
it's not. It quickly went from not so bad to the worst thing you could eat so quickly.
Just
Oh.
keep your nose shut and then just put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
No, but you gotta eat it on. I mean, this like strumming challenges that's going around everywhere on social media. I mean, they're fucking idiots. I mean, you can eat it. You shouldn't eat it like that. I mean, chop it up, put it on a piece of bread with some other stuff on it, and then it's edible.
Tolerable. Right, yeah. I did not want to derail the conversation about the workshop, but it happens. And now, but now currently you are at another shop, right?
I'm at a friend's. I have my shop at a friend's farm, where I have like a small building in a building, so to speak. So, but that it works for me for sure. Yeah. So.
So you had to get like a separate power hammer, and
I already had those. I had one with me when I moved down to this first place, but I got another one, a spring hammer. So I have two now. I have one 40 kilo air power hammer and one spring hammer 40 kilos as well. So yeah.
For me, as a total power hammer novice, what is the main like use case difference between a spring hammer and a power hammer? Air hammer.
I mean, for me, both the machines I have is Swedish made. They work pretty similar. The spring hammer is a little bit faster, and you can actually. The one I have is actually one of the best that was ever built here, and it's really good control, and that's what I like. So I actually use that one 90% of the time for all my forging. I do more heavy, if I do like Damascus billets or big billets or forging out Damascus steel, like big round stock or something like that, I use the air power hammer, but other than that I normally do everything on the spring hammer actually. I really like it. Yeah.
Is the speed difference like 2 times as fast or just a tiny bit?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, maybe if you run at full speed, maybe a third faster. Okay. Yeah.
So a little bit like faster.
It's faster. Yeah, basically.
Faster.
Yeah. More hits per minute, basically. So
yeah. So I guess you can do more work and less hits, and it's way better for blade forging.
And I also have that one set up more for blade forging. So I have like the round upper die, a smaller, and then also like a bigger bottom die. Like the kind of like the Japanese style, if you know what I mean. And I like that a lot because it's easier when you're forging the tanks and everything. It's super nice. And it's also really good. I use that for all the cold forging I do when I do some ice. So, yeah.
You do some cold forging? You don't use gas?
No, cold forging.
Cold forging.
Yeah,
okay.
Cold forging. Yeah.
Ah. I've seen only in like the east side of the world that people do cold forging.
Yeah.
So so that is interesting. Are there any like drawbacks to cold forging? I have no idea. Like I don't forge, so yeah, share some knowledge.
For sure. I mean, there can be. It depends a little bit on the steel as well. I think more alloyed steels are of course more sensitive. Especially if it's not like soft annealed properly. So you have to be really, really meticulous when you soft anneal everything, so you can, and I mean, basically with the cold forging, for me, you can see a lot of guys, like you said, like Japan, they like really aggressive cold forging, and I don't like that. I really do it mostly to like smooth out the surface. And also like get rid of all the forge scale, more or less. So.
Oh, so you basically hot forge to shape and then
I hot forge to shape, normalize, anneal, then cold forge, and then quench it. Yeah. So that's the steps, more or less.
I looked a little bit through your Instagram, and do you forge all of your blades?
Yeah, more or less.
Even the small pucos?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. I mean, I come in from I wouldn't say a forging background, but that's how I started, and I love the forging. I would like to be able to forge more, but knife making is like 5% forging, and then the rest is the rest.
Yeah. you should pull a Benjamin Camon and do full monolith build, forging the handle.
Yeah. But that's really cool. He should have cred for that, because that's I mean, it's hard to do in a good way to forge those handles. So yeah, they're really good.
And while looking through Instagram, I saw that you do mostly a mix of Damascus, and almost all of the blades that are not Damascus have hamons, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of the Honiakis over the years. I kind of fell in love with that. Just metallurgy behind it, and it's for me it's like a challenge thing, just to try and learn as much as possible to get it right. And I'm constantly angry at myself, because if I get a hamon that's not like exactly where I want it, I just put the blade away and start over. So yeah.
When I see a hamon, I instantly remember all of the stories that Thomas Fennes did, where he was just like 9 times redoing the same blade.
Yeah.
Hamon.
Yeah. All the time. And it's
you have to fight with warping, right? While you're doing that.
For sure, yeah, warping, and also if you quenching water, some steels are. You don't get it right in the water or in the oil, so you have to use water, and then you have the like super high risk of cracking. So I actually did 2 Tamagana blades last week, and one of them cracked, so I put the other one aside because I didn't want to crack that one out. So I'll have to get back to that soon and see if I can get it to not crack. We'll see.
But I guess it really depends on the steel and what kind of pattern you are getting. That is how you choose if you want to go full water quench or oil quench.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, for sure. I mean, with the water, it's a much faster quench, and some of the steels, like the really clean steels with just iron and carbon, with not like any chrome or whatever in it, they are super hard to get right in oil. Without getting like an auto hamon, or not like a hardening at all, because the clay, you have to be super super meticulous with the clay as well, to not have it too thick. It's a lot of experimenting to get it right, at least in my experience. So yeah.
And what, do you use any specialty clay? Because I when I look on Instagram, I see some people using like high temperature silicone.
Yeah, that works. I mean, if you find the right one, because most what I've found with those is actually that they expand with heat. So they like build like you have the clay, and then you get like an outside layer that bubbles up, and that can really interrupt the quench. So I mainly use satanite, actually, just satanite plain, and that works super nice. I've seen some recipes of like when you can mix your own with like fire bricks and carbon and whatnot, but I haven't tried it, so we'll see.
If you can buy it, just buy it.
Exactly, and I mean, satanite is not the most expensive thing either, so yeah.
Does it take a long time to set up, like when you are setting up the satanite on top of it? I guess you are playing with like very small amounts of it to get like the surface activity the certain way you want, right?
Yeah,
it's not a thick layer, it's a very thin layer.
It's quite thin, and usually what I do, I usually do like the plain waves, like these rounded waves basically, and normally if you put a little bit more, like a little bit thicker where the hamon is supposed to go down, and then actually a little bit thinner above, I've found that works better, because you get a little bit of those clouds underneath the the waves, those white cloudish ashy whatnot they call it. And I mean you can definitely play around with it for sure. I mean I've seen some movies from the Japanese sword making guys, and where they put the clay on in a humid room where you have like a water vapors going around, and it's fucking mysterious thing. But that's kind of intriguing, so that's why I'm doing it that much, because I like to learn.
Sorry for asking stupid questions, because I'm the novice. Albert is our forging guy, but
no worries.
I really want to get to know the basics of it. I've seen some people doing like the quench where they dip first into the water, hold it just
like an interrupted quench. I do that as well, because what I found, I mean, that's a pretty common thing to do. I think with uninterrupted quench, you get a little bit, like when you put it in the water, maybe 2 seconds, and then 1-2 seconds, and then over to the oil, because you get a little bit more, how do you say it? It's a little bit softer on the steel and not so easy to crack, but I mean, they crack that as well, so
no, that's no good.
No, cracked blade. We hate cracked blades.
Well, they are almost a serrated blade. But another question would be like, from what I understand, the hamon is like a very, it's very shallow on top of the knife, right? So when you are quenching it, it needs to be very close to the final geometry, right?
No, I actually quench most of the blades. I do full thickness. I can say I try to save at least 2.5 millimeters down at the edge, just because I don't want it to crack. So I mean, if you can find a way to have it as thin as possible, I think you can get more accurate results easier. But I feel the risk of cracking it is more unwanting for me. So
but is there, like, did you have any time the problem when you, like, the full thickness quench blade looks great, the hamon looks great, but when you are grinding it, the activity just kind of disappears?
No, I don't. Maybe, but usually, like I said, I forge most of the blades I do, and mainly because of the stock, the thickness of the stock I get from the steel is usually too thin, so I want it thicker out of the handle. So that, like, I forge up a little bit thickness and then taper it out. But that the most, like, if I get an activity, I have it on both sides, so you'd never get on one side and you can grind it off. It's always like through, more or less. So
okay.
Yeah.
And and what do you use to heat treat your knives? Do you use it like a forge or a kiln?
I use a mini hell.
Keith Plate. Exactly, our sponsor. Kilns. The show is sponsored by minihell.eu, because they got the next kiln for you. Dear listeners, remember, you can use Carbon 5 at checkout to save 5% on an awesome, not so expensive, but really great kiln that is made in Poland. And I have one for 5 years and I love it. And apparently Jonas has one as well. While you are shopping at minihell.eu, when you are buying your next kiln, you can also buy heat treatment foil and heat treatment racks. And don't forget to use Carbon 5 at checkout to save 5%. So Baltazar knows you were sent by us. And now, back to the show.
Yeah, I think the last 4 or 5 guests on our show have had a mini hell.
yeah, but it's a super nice kiln. I mean, I love it. It's super fast, and that's what I really like about it. I mean, yeah.
Is it an older model, or is it kind of new?
Oh, I can't really remember, but it's a couple of years ago.
A couple of years. So I
Yeah.
guess you don't have the controller very.
No. It's just the plane, like Rex 100 or whatever it's called. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but the one you put it in. I can't put any programs in. I have to do it myself basically. So
Yeah.
but it's super nice.
It's super easy to use, and I was really mind blown when Baltazar was on our show and he told how cheap it is to replace the coils, and he sends a pack of like the bricks itself, so you change
Dude,
all of the internals.
I did that. And it's like it took me like half an hour to replace the whole thing.
It's so little. So it's basically you drill out the rivets, right? And
No,
just
that's no
replace-
rivets. It's screwed on. Or at least on mine. I don't know how it's on the newer ones, but there is screws in the front and in the back, and then you lift like the whole the red casing off, and then it basically is just strapped down with a big metal belt, and then you can just remove the coils, and then just lift it off and put the new one on. So that's super easy.
That's insane. That's like mine is like one of the very first that he has done, and they are riveted together. But I guess rivets have holes, so I just could put in the screws. But still, it's pretty great customer feedback. I can hear.
For sure. Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's super. I mean, it's super simple, but it doesn't need to be more than it is. So it's perfect. I think it's perfect for me, and I think a lot of people will like it if they get it. So get it.
You heard it first here, guys. Buy it. Use Carbon 5 and check out. While we are on the topic of heat treatment, do you have like a go-to favorite steel, or do you do like commissions, like one-off works, or do you do just what you like and you use your favorite steel?
That's a good question that I don't have an answer to. I've been playing around with like, I think most of at least the carbon steels that's around on the market, and I can't say I have any favorites. Lately I've really been going into the 100 CR6 made in Ovako makes it, a Finnish company. Actually, I think they're making it here in Sweden as well, but it's a Finnish company from the start. It's pretty it's really close to 52-100 in composition, so it works more or less the same. So I've really gone into trying to get that as good as I can get it, and it's nice to work with, easy to work with, and you get good results from it. So if I would say one, that's one for sure.
I'm already looking it up, and it says that it has 0.1 more vanadium than 52-100. So
that's true. Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
So
you only work when you work with stainless, I guess you only work with Damasteel, right?
No, I do some Malema as well. 14C28N has been a favorite of mine. I used to do a little bit ABL as well, but nowadays it's only 14C28N, and I really like that as well. It's easy to use.
You like it more than ABL?
At this point, I would say yes, but that's mainly because I've used it more than ABL, so I haven't really gone into trying to get ABL as good as possible. I used ABL a little bit in the beginning, but I think actually on why I started using 14C28N, because we had back then it was called Sandvik, and we had actually had the sales manager, I think, on our podcast back then, and we started talking about that, and we got some free steel, and I started using it and liked it, and then I just stuck with it basically. So but I mostly do Damasteel, but also like Damasteel is what it is, it's pricey, so 14C28N is not so pricey in comparison. So
and just a follow-up question about that is, do you also forge the stainless steel, or
Yeah.
is it only?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That sounds hard.
No, it's not that bad. To be honest, some of the carbon steels out there are actually harder to forge than stainless. I started forging like Damasteel quite early on, doing integrals and stuff like that, and I've found that it's not that bad that people think. So you have to be careful, of course, with temperatures and everything like that, and also like the aftermath, the heat treat after you forge it to get it back like soft annealed and back to its good state, so to speak, is that's not so fun. I mean, it's almost a full day in the oven, so at different temperatures. So yeah,
And
but
when you are forging it, I guess your forge has a PID controller and
no, I do it by eye, so to speak.
You're a crazy man.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people have told me that.
Or you have very good
But I mean,
eyesight.
no one remembers a coward, I think.
Exactly.
That's always been my motto. So.
No one remembers a coward.
Yeah.
Albert, how do you like forging stainless?
It depends. I mean, we've broken quite a few bars of Damasteel. So
Yeah. It's easy
Sounds
to do for
expensive.
sure.
what? Polly, what were you saying?
It sounds expensive. Expensive mistakes.
Yeah, it was very expensive. It was Fingal's steel when Fingal was visiting us, and we even managed to break the ones we forged in the electric kiln. So we don't know exactly what happened, because in the kiln the temperature should be pretty accurate.
What I've found with forging stainless is like the more time, not necessarily the temperature, but if it's at high temperature over time, even if it's like within the range or maybe like on the limit of the range, if you have it in too long, then it starts to more or less like around the edges start to be this crumbling up, more or less. So I think when I do usually I do 2-3 blades at a time, but when I forge Damasteel, I always do just one, so I can keep focus on what I'm doing. But yeah, I think for me the ones that I've cooked it down to, the ones that I've really messed up, that has been more or less the time. If I put it in the forge and then leave it to go do something else, and I come back and it looks like shit, even though it's not necessarily like super high temperature. So I don't know what's doing that. I actually have to ask Damasteel why that happens, but yeah.
This might have been the reason when we were forging it. Yeah, I mean we've done quite a few the stainless steel forging, so also Sandvik and D2 and RWL 34. We never had any problems.
No.
We even did some stainless Damascus, martensitic Damascus, and austenitic Damascus in stainless. But we only had problems with these 2 bars of Damasteel, and they started crumbling on us. And up to this day, we don't know what exactly happened there. So
no, I mean, basically the two steels they're using is RWL, and I think the other one is called PVC something, blah blah blah. And I'm not sure if that's the combo of those, or if because I've had similar with RWL. I've never had any problems forging that. But as soon it becomes like the pattern steel,
exactly,
then it's tougher for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and it just delaminated at the forge weld, so it started to crumble and it started to delaminate at the.
But it's not forge welded though.
I know it's powder, but
but I get what you mean. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
expensive mistakes.
While you guys are speaking about Damasteel, I think you're a member of this year's DCI again, right? Jonas?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's coming up soon.
Yeah, it is. I think 15th November or something like that, if I remember correct. Yeah, I need to start working on the knives. It's always the same, like the last minute with everything. But yeah,
the last minute rush. So how does the DCI work for people who've never taking part in it?
It's pretty neat actually. I mean, they have set up the show is set up on a website, and you have all the makers have their own booth, and then you have like a stage booth, and also where you can chat with the Demo Steel guys and stuff like that. So you have your own booth where you have like you in the frame more or less, and you can. If you come in as a customer or another knife maker or whatever and want to speak with the person at the booth, you press a button and he more or less just approves that you can come in, and then you come in and you start to chat. So it's actually quite cool that it can work. It's more or less like a Teams meeting but with different booths, if that makes sense. So yeah, and it's usually what I like about it. I mean, you can be at home. You don't have to go anywhere, and it's usually around 3 hours. I think something like that. So it's a quite short show, but it's super packed with stuff going on. So yeah, it's really nice.
So potential buyers can just have some like one-on-one time with each of the makers and talk about the knives that they might purchase.
Yeah, exactly. So how it works is more or less that you put it, either you have, if you don't have a website, you as a maker, you put your PayPal or whatever payment method you're using to Demo Steel, and they put it up on the website. For me, I have my website, so I put the stuff I'm having for sale, I put there, and the customers go in there and buy it. So you don't like have the knives that you buy it on the show, or that you like buy them on the maker's websites, or what you have. So
nice. You mentioned Hanyaki, and I wanted to talk about that because that's what you did for the Clean for Goodness knife,
right?
But yeah, I'm not super familiar with like all these Japanese names, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners are not either. What does that actually entail? Is that only the hamon process, or is?
Yeah, exactly. I see sometimes you can see people saying Honyaki, and then you don't have an hamon, and calling like stainless steel blades Honyakis.
Yeah.
And it's not a name for monosteels. It's more like you have the hamon in some way. As when you have an hamon, you actually put it on there. That's how I see it. Is a Honyaki, at least. I mean, there's probably other ways of seeing it, but yeah, that's my interpretation of it, I guess.
So it has nothing to do with the blade shape.
No, not at all. I mean, you can do them in 1,000 different blade shapes. It's more about you when you have the hamon, then it's a Honyaki, at least for me. So yeah, I think that's the proper. Listen to me.
No, I kind of looked it up quick online when you had posted the Clean for Goodness knife that you finished,
right.
And it came up with like a whole bunch of stuff that the blade has to be forged from one single piece of steel and like a whole bunch of stuff.
I mean, that's true though. I mean, the blade in itself, it is a monosteel, but I mean, if you work with the Tamahagane or Ishigane or whatever, where you have like folded the steels a lot of times, it's still a Honyaki. So to me, it's more about the hamon. When you have like a differential heat treat on the blade, that's a Honyaki, I think.
And that differential heat treat allows you like a much harder edge than you.
Yeah, I mean, more or less. I think the Honyaki, the whole thing with Honyaki is coming from the sword side with the hamons, because you wanted a softer spine and a harder edge to keep it more agile, or that it wouldn't break that easily. Nowadays, I think it's more like an aesthetic thing, because the blade in itself, like with the steels we have today, it would be as good as a monosteel as it is a Honyaki. I think it's more like the aesthetics of it.
Going through my list of stuff, I think Paulie was on point this episode. We haven't heard so much from him in a while.
Yeah, look, I did some episodes where I'm low, I'm tired, and I'm quiet because maybe I'm too corrosive for some listeners. So you have to chill out sometimes.
Come on, Paulie. It's all good.
You had all the good questions. So that was good. Very informative.
It was all me. Thank you.
You did.
Yeah, because Paulie wants to get into forging, right, Paulie?
No, no, it's for you. Look, no, maybe I will. Albert, if you are stepping on my turf doing some tactical blades, I will be trying to do some mosaic Damascus stainless steel. You will see.
Okay. But Paulie, you're only making EDC blades, or you're doing kitchen knives as well?
I used to do in the past. I showed some pictures for Keith, and he told me they are a piece of shit. So he told me like, I'm happy that you are not doing that anymore. So
no, I also think it was great that you left those pictures up. I mean, a lot of people like get on here and you only see the best of the best of what they have, and this is like when you first started. I mean, I don't want to even show you the shit that I made when I first started. It's horrible.
Yeah. No. And now you don't make any knives. You maybe make one knife a year.
I haven't made one in like a year and a half.
Mr. Shy Guy, But yeah, I do EDC and outdoor knives. Basically, my main customers are military people or people who are serving border patrols and etc. like that. So, way different kind of knives.
Now I'm going through Paulie's Instagram to find his kitchen.
You gotta go on his private page. I think it's under a different name, I think.
Oh, shit.
No.
There's some pictures of you when you were like 15, 16 years old, posing with like an M16 in your hand. And
Can't you take a screenshot, Keith, and send over?
Oh my god, I will fucking quit in podcasting forever.
I'm just
Jesus Christ. Now all of our listeners will go to my personal account and they will be, he did what? Oh, he was in Chernobyl. So it kind of clears things up, all right?
We can peep that out for you.
Yeah, fucking Albert, bleep it out. Bleep everything out.
Sure, I will. But Paulie, the chef knives you have at home, did you make them yourself or did you buy them? Or don't you have any at home because you don't cook?
I have a few that I made myself when I did my biggest batch of kitchen knives. I think in 2 weeks I did like 14, something like that. I also made a set for myself to have at home, so I would have actually something of my own. And also I have a few from local makers and a few factory made ones. And actually I love Tojiro DP so much. It's such a great blade, just in general, just as a factory benchmark. It's a really, really great blade. Would recommend everybody buying it when you want to start making kitchen knives, because you have to have that benchmark to compare yourself.
Yeah, that's true. It's good. That actually, that's one of the things I did in the beginning, just bringing a lot of like Japanese blades in just to change handles and stuff like that. And that was a good way just of seeing how they were done. So
also, Jonas, looking at your work, I remember I saw you are not only doing hidden tanks, you sometimes do full tanks, right?
Yeah, sometimes. I should do them more because people like it, but I don't know why, but they always turn out hidden tanks for some reason. I'm too cheap with the material in the back, so.
Isn't it way more work to do a hidden tank properly?
No, not to me. No, I mean, not to me. I mean, it's what it is. For me, I feel it's more work with a full tank. Actually, I don't know why, but with the hidden tanks, especially the simpler ones with the wood handles, just straight wall style handles. I drill for a dowel, put the dowel in, then put the handle on, and that's good to go. So that's super simple process.
How do you do the slot in the dowel?
I cut them in the bandsaw. I use a 10mm dowel and then cut it into a bandsaw, and then maybe I take it to the grinder and just take some off, like in the slot on the sides, just on the slack or something like that. But that's mainly what I do, and then just drill the hole and put it in.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Lemon peasy. But I mean, your full tanks are very nice. I love that they have like these small rivets. They are like, and I think I saw some that are actually domed on some older knife.
Yeah, I think I've done that as well. It's been a while for sure.
Looks great.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun to do that. But as I said, like for me, I don't know why, but it feels like it's more work. So I do them not as often as I maybe should. But yeah, I think I got away from it a little bit when I started doing like the full tang integral ones, because those are a pain in the ass to fit the handle scales on.
Right. That's insanely hard.
Yeah, you have to have a good setup to do it, I think. If I had a mill or something, I think it would be easier, but I don't have that, so yeah, it's a bit of work to fit it up for sure.
I think who does it great is Joran Nippenberg, where he it's like his bolsters have a radius too. It's not like just a 90-degree, and he just really lovely.
It really flows. Yeah, it's super nice. Yeah, I try to do that as well, but I'm not as good as him.
I think once you get used to the hidden tang, it's like a huge advantage to not have to worry about messing with the blade anymore, especially if you like etching and getting hamon.
Exactly.
And all that
stuff. Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff I do is either sanmai or something else, and doing the finishing on the tang is a pain in the ass, especially if you want, like you said, the etching. The hidden tang is really an advantage in that sense, I think.
Well, that is why my handle scales are all removable with screws, because it kind of gives you that freedom, you know. You can take them off.
That's good.
The same with hidden tanks. You just can take off the handle, and it's easy peasy.
I also like the how do you say it, the thing behind the hidden tanks, especially on the Japanese style blades, where it's supposed to be removable. A lot of the Japanese handles are not glued on, they're just like heat and then pressed on. I usually put mine on with melt glue, because then you can put it in the oven at 75 degrees, take it out and just pull the handle off, and you can change it for something else if you want to. So I like that idea of just the handle is a little bit like a it's expendable, not expendable, what's the word?
Changeable,
yeah. Like it
kind of adds another layer of maintainability. I love that. I love such little design thingies. And when you are doing like the hot glue method, I guess you have to get the fitment quite tight and right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, the glue only fills out that much. And melt glue is not the best either, because it's a little bit soft or flexible, or what you can call it. But yeah, the fit up but I think still it's pretty easy. If you have like a file guide or something like that, it's easy to make like the fit up pretty good on both sides of the tang. So
maybe you could start offering your knives like Hamon did. Did you see that the one that he made comes with like 5 interchangeable handles, all different colors, so you have a different color each day of the week?
It's
pretty cool idea.
Yeah. I mean, he's like I said, he's really developed a really nice thing for him there with the handle style he has. So that's super nice.
And I like the scripture that he's got like on the inside of the handle when you pop it off. It has like the year it was made and the steel and all that kind of stuff. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah,
a little hidden feature.
For sure. It really is.
Do you want to tell us about any projects or special projects you got coming up, or your website? Let any of our listeners know where they can find you.
Yeah, for sure. I try to be active on Instagram. I'm not the best at the moment, especially after I got 4 orange dots on the fucking thing there. But I do most of my sales and most of like info on what I have going on my newsletter, and you can find it on the website isasmedian.com. And there also you can find the link to my Instagram and everything like that. So
I will have to add that into the show notes. I didn't even try to pronounce that. I would definitely mess that up.
For sure, it's not the easiest to pronounce. I've found if you're not Swedish. So,
what is the meaning of that name? Does it mean something specific?
Yeah, it does. It actually, like the area where I live in a small village, like in southern Sweden. It's quite rural, and the area in the village where I live is called Isabackarna, and the road where I live is called Isavägen. So naturally, it was Isasmedjan, because Smedjan is forge in English. So. And Isa is ice, basically. So it's ice forge if you translate it to English. Oh, cool. So that's where the name comes from. And I've been thinking of changing it a lot of times, but then it's been around for so long, so I'm not like, nah, I'll keep it, basically. So, it's kind of unique in a way as well. So
nice. And the listeners, they can also go to the Diamond page. I think they have a section for the DCI coming up this November, where you'll be a part of it, and
exactly, for sure,
get a chance to talk to you, one-on-one.
Definitely.
Nice. I think we will move on to an after show for our listeners if you still got some time, Jonas.
Yeah, for sure. I'm up for it.
Perfect. Nice. All right, we will talk to all of our listeners then again next week. Bye, guys.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ikke, tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen. Gute Nacht. Bye-bye. Play the music, kid.
Polly out.
Mini hell.